Greetings comic book fans and welcome to Dude's Comic Haul for the second week in January. This is my weekly haul video where I share with you the new comics I've picked up on New Comic Book Day. Today it's a bit later, it's the day after New Comic Book Day. It's a miserable, wet, cold day here in the UK, but made a little bit brighter by a stack of brand new comics. So without further ado, let's get into these. And before I do, slight little bit of a rant. It seems to be a weekly thing now that I get a bit annoyed at Marvel. I know probably these rants are a bit redundant. It's just through most of my comic buying life, I've bought Marvel. I think probably if you looked at all the books I've got 70% Marvel of what I've bought over the years. They were the company that I first started reading. I read a little bit of DC, not much. There was only a few characters that I read. Until 2005, I started reading a lot more DC then. And when I came back to comics in 2011, it was after that time I discovered reviews online on websites that did reviews, as well as here on YouTube, and that got me in listening to people like Sleepy Reader, people like Ghost Critic, and seeing their reviews got me into books like Saga. Was the first Image book I ever bought, and that just introduced me to these whole other world of books outside of Marvel and DC. So most of my comic buying life has been Marvel. So for me to be so negative on Marvel and to feel that I can't really support them, I feel a bit, I don't feel I can go out and say I'm a Marvel fan, right? They're very fan unfriendly at the moment. Where other companies like Image and Valiant, I feel very proud. I can say, yeah, I'm a real fan of what Image are doing or what Valiant are doing. And, you know, at the same time, I don't want every company to lose money. I want them to make profit. But there's making profit and there's taking the piss. Now, when I was checking my money, my comics this week, seeing I got enough money to get them all, I knew there were 2 Avengers books coming out. Now, Avengers is already a book that comes out twice a month. Some of the Marvel titles come out 18 issues a year, so it's like 1 month it'll be 2, then the next month it'll be 1. But Avengers is one of the titles that is twice a month. So you've taken a book that's already twice a month. You're adding a 3rd issue to that, as you're adding a 0.1 issue or 0.2 issue to that. So that's like 2 issues of Avengers in the same week when it's a book that already comes out twice a month. But then I looked and both books that were coming out this week, Avengers, were $4.99. That is just taking the piss. You know, if you're going to bring out 2 books in the same week, at least make them both $3.99. And don't go, you know, and then at the same week you've got Star Wars, which was launching, which was also $4.99, and Spider-Verse. So yeah, I was just really pissed off with Marvel, and I'll go into what I did later on, but yeah, every time I go to the comic book shop, I just seem to get really angry at Marvel. Yeah, and then I'm going off and I'm exploring stuff like Valiant, and I'm just loving everything I'm reading from Valiant. And I'm looking at some of the great ideas that Image are coming out, and I'm really excited about some of the books coming up from Image, where Marvel, with the exception of the Star Wars books, I don't know if there's that much I'm excited about. And I'm not going to say they don't do anything good. They have some good books. I've got some good Marvel books this week. But I just seem I find myself becoming more alienated from Marvel and moving more away, which is a bit of a shock to me. Like I say, because they've always been a company I've really been big into. But anywho, enough of me moaning. Let's get into what books I got this week. First up, we got Star Wars issue number 1. I love Star Wars. Since I was old enough to talk, it seems like Star Wars has been there. This book, my comic shop, it was $4.99 in dollars. That's £4.15 in UK money. But my comic shop, they were selling it for £3.77. So, you know, that's good. And I know that's not like it's pence that you're saving, but it sounds better if a book's £3 something than if it's £4 something. So yeah, I was gonna pick this up anyway. I said like I didn't like these number 1s at $4.99. But this was the one that I would be tempted to pick, and I picked it up, so yeah, I bit the bullet. But it helped that it was a bit cheaper. The other book I got off the shelf was Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody from Valiant. I've got issues, this is issue 4, I've got issues 1 to 3 to read, so I'm looking forward to getting to that. Now the rest of these books, the books that were in my order this week, we've got Batman Eternal, issue 41. Looks like we're going to get a bit of Red Robin action, so which should be good. I'm Tim Drake got all this money, but that came from Bruce Wayne, and I'm wondering if Bruce Wayne's now bankrupt, how's that affected like his family, like Tim Drake, who were living off money really from him. We then have the only other DC book this week. It is the New 52, Future's End, and looks like we're going to get it explained what happened with Constantine when he got stabbed, because it seemed like he was in two places at once, which was a bit bizarre. We then from Image we have Lazarus issue 14. Love this book, fantastic book. Really looking forward to that one. Get into Marvel now. We have The Avengers issue number 40. I don't know why it's a $4.99 book. Marvel. The one complaint I have with Marvel, I have a lot of complaints by the way, but the one main complaint with the $4.99 books is they're just so random. You know, it's like you know, why is this one suddenly $4.99? Yeah, but hey, we'll see. I'm enjoying that book, by the way. Hickman's really coming into his own. He's one of them writers that he has a long-term story, and if you stick with it, you'll be rewarded. But at times, it can be very difficult to stick with because you can get a bit lost. We have All New Captain America, issue number 3. Really enjoying that one. That should be good. Daredevil, issue number 12, and I'm loving what Wade and Sam Lee. They're just so great as a team on this book. I love the whole stunt master stuff last issue, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to get resolved. Another really good book that I'm enjoying is Deathlock, issue number 4. Enjoying Perkins' art, enjoying Edmondson's writing. Just a really good book. Guardians 3000, issue number 4. This book's on a bit of a bubble. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep this. I'm going to stick with it for now, but it's one that I may look at it in the future at dropping. I think it's one of those books, because it's got so many new characters in it, and you're getting to memorize and know the characters as well as getting the story. I think it's one of those books I could do with going back and rereading the first few issues to kind of get it all in my head. So I think I might do that. We then have Silver Surfer. I'm currently reading through the first few issues. I'm up to issue 3, which I loved issue 3. That was really good. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this run. I love Mike Aldred on art. I love Laura Aldred's colours. They really complement the art really well. And the writing, I really like the zany kind of writing of this alien who's getting kind of humanized by his interaction with this human being. Really like this book. We then got Spider-Verse. I wasn't going to pick up this book because it's $4.99 and didn't think much of the first issue, but it was on my order, and I didn't notice it until I got out of the shop. And I got home and I was like, oh damn, I didn't want to get that one. So I've got it now. I wasn't going to get it because it was $4.99, but you know, it's my bad, not my comic shop's bad. It's my bad. I should have said last week I didn't want this one, or a few weeks ago I didn't want this one, but it was one that escaped my mind and I was going to leave, but yeah, I didn't notice that it was in my order. We've then got, going over to Valiant, we got the final issue of the Death-Defying Dr. Mirage. Really enjoyed this book. I feel it's one of those books that's got better as it's gone on, and the 4th issue was the best issue yet. So I'm really got high hopes for issue 5, the final issue. And then we have Rai, issue number 6. I liked the last issue. I've got the first 4 to read, and then I'll reread issue 5 before getting into issue 6. It is a book, issue 5, it was like the start of a new arc, so you can kind of jump on there. The one thing I do love about the Valiant books is like the catch up on the inside page makes it really easy to catch up on what's been happening. We've got Clayton Crane on art here, which I do really like his art. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he's computerized art or what, though I think they would probably do it on computers these days. But yeah, I really like his art. It's very different. So those are the books I picked up this week. Yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm sorry about the rant at the beginning, but I do find myself every week getting a bit angry at Marvel, increasingly so, and I feel myself being pushed more and more away as a fan from Marvel. But yeah, probably my moaning is redundant. But I could see a point in time where maybe I'm only reading Marvel on the Unlimited app, and I'm only picking up books from other companies like DC and Valiant and Image, you know, because yeah, I just like DC do the $4.99 issues, but there seems to be a bit more of a logic to it, a more of a pattern, a reason when a book's $4.99. where Marvel is just so random. Anywho, enough of me moaning. I'm gonna go now. We've at last got the WWE Network here in the UK, so I'm gonna go and gorge myself on some old pro wrestling, and then read some comics. Please, if you've liked this video, give me those beautiful thumbs up. Let me know you like what I'm doing. If you disagree or agree with anything I've said, or there's any books that you think you're really excited about and want to let me know, or any questions, please use the comments below. I love hearing what people think, so please let me know. That's basically everything I've got to say. I will be back, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. Really bad impression there, I need to practice that. I'll be back next week, probably Sunday, Monday, with our review video. So yeah, that is now everything done. I've been Jason, this has been Dudes Comic Haul. Bye for now.